Larry's not mistaken, Your Honor. He heard the gunshot before midnight.
Intriguing! I'm assuming you have evidence for this wild freaking claim! Show me evidence that there was a gunshot before midnight!
Look at this photograph. Look at it. Just look at it. This was taken by our witness yesterday, Miss Lotta Hart, with her automatic camera. The timestamp on the photo reads December 24th, 11:50 p.m.
Oh yeah. But there's nothing on the lake in the picture.
Your Honor, the real issue here is not why nothing is shown in this photograph. It is why this photograph exists at all!
What do you mean?
Your Honor, this photograph was taken by an automatic camera. That camera was set to go off in response to loud noise.
Aha! Oh!
Correct! There was a loud noise on the lake at 11:50 p.m. That is why this photograph was taken. In other words, when Larry heard that gunshot, it was most definitely Christmas Eve.
Indeed, it would seem that is the case. Then, where does that leave us?
Miss Hart testified
that she heard the gunshots after midnight. Are you claiming she was mistaken?
Not at all, Your Honor. It is a fact that the camera also triggered at 15 minutes after midnight. Your Honor, that night there were 2 sets of gunshots with a 25-minute pause between them.
Why would this be? Don't be fooled, Judge! That camera was set to respond to loud noises, like my voice!
Yes?
There's no proof that loud noise at 11:50 was a gunshot! Why, the witness could have sneezed, triggering the camera!
Hey! My nose was clear that night, man! Clear!
Well, Mr. Wright, there's no turning back now. Can you prove that the loud noise at 11:50 was indeed a gunshot?
Please, show the court evidence if you have any. Take that! This is my evidence! Gotta look over that evidence.
The murder weapon?
Something about this pistol was bothering me, Your Honor. Both of the witnesses who testified yesterday heard 2 gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. When, then, was the last shot fired? Only now I have realized the truth. That 3rd shot was the shot Larry heard just before midnight!
Order! Order! That would make sense of the evidence we've seen so far. However, this leaves me wondering exactly what did happen that night on the lake. Exactly! If this is true, there were 2 sets of gunshots separated by 25 minutes. One at 11:50 and another at 15 minutes after midnight. Oh, why, I ask you? Why?
Uh-oh. I'd better think of something quick. Wait a second. Gunshots separated by 25 minutes? Ah! What's wrong, Nick? I have it! I have it! Huh? Remember the case with the steel samurai? Huh? Yeah. Of course I remember. The murderer in this case had the same idea as the murderer in that case. What do you mean? Maya! Yes? If we don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn Edgeworth's guilty verdict. I've got a hunch, and I'm going to run with it. Right. I mean, is this safe? That's like running with scissors in your hand or something, with them facing your face. Safe? We've already gotten a guilty verdict. We have nothing to lose. You just watch and let me know if I say anything that sounds fishy, okay? Right, Nick! Your Honor!
Yes, Mr. Wright?
The testimony just now hasn't cleared up this entire case.
What do you mean, Mr. Wright? So you've realized the truth? There can be no other murderer here than Miles Edgeworth himself!
Wrong, Von Karma. A man was shot that night, but it wasn't Edgeworth who did the shooting.
Oh! Listen, Rookie! Rookie. Take a deep breath and consider the facts! At the time of the murder, 1 boat was on that lake! This was shown by the witness's photograph! The defendant, Edgeworth, and the victim, Robert Hammond, were on that boat! There was a gunshot fired on that boat, and Robert Hammond fell into that lake. The distance of the shooting was 1 meter. It couldn't have been suicide. Well, the guilty party has to be the other man on that boat.
I admit, it is hard to imagine any other possibility. Yes. But this assumes that the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight. What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? We have photographic evidence of the time of the shooting. The timestamp on the photo says midnight, 12:15. I'm not gonna say 00:15. Everyone knows that's 12:15. But Larry heard a gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot on the lake. That's the only way Edgeworth could have been innocent.
Mr. Wright, are you mad? Explain who this is sitting on that boat.
It's gotta be that. It's gotta be. It's gotta be! Of course! It was Edgeworth and the murderer! After the murderer killed Robert Hammond at 11:50, he assumed the guise of Mr. Hammond and met Edgeworth!
What? Are you serious?
I am serious. Yes, Edgeworth won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond called Edgeworth to the lake. Now, Edgeworth didn't know Robert Hammond's face that well. That's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Hammond's place! I'm not sure what to make of all this. Ludicrous! Ludicrous! This is freaking that rapper! It's gotta be the rapper! Mr. Wright, tell us the name of the murderer then. The murderer's name? Right. It's... I have no freaking idea who it is, actually. Because, yeah. Actually, I don't know the murderer's name.
You don't know? Bah! How can you waste my time?
I don't know because he never told us. The murderer is the caretaker of the boat shop. That old man. Did you, not hear what he said at the end of his testimony? At 11:50, he was the one who killed Robert Hammond.
The caretaker of the boat shop? Well, where did he do this? There wasn't any boat. There weren't any boats on the lake then.
Why would he have to go all the way out to the lake just to shoot someone, though? May I suggest that the real crime scene is not in the boat?
What? Well, then, where did the murder take place?
Show the judge where the murder really took place. Right there. Here, of course! The boat shop where he lives! That way, he could meet with the victim without anyone even seeing.
Do you have proof that the boat shop was the scene of the crime?
Recall Larry's testimony, if you will. He was just out there, just wandering the lake. That night, he was out on the lake in a boat, searching for something. Just trying to go back and everything. He finds it and returns the boat. Then, just as he starts heading home, he hears a gunshot. Right there, next to the boat shop. He heard a gunshot, Your Honor. He heard a gunshot. Even though he was wearing headphones at the time. And they were loud too. But he was right next to the boat shop. In other words, the gunshot was very, very close by. And where would that be if he had just returned a boat?
The boat shop!